This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by Netflix. Welcome back to another episode of Rettinger's Rants. I'm your host, John. Rettinger's the show where I rant and rave on anything from the world of technology and sometimes outside of it. Up this week, I want to talk about cell phone unlocking. It's been causing quite the kerfuffle in the news recently. I want to talk about what's legal, what's not legal, define a lot of things, and hopefully help answer all the questions you got with cell phone unlocking. So first, let me define what cell phone unlocking is in case you're not familiar with the term. And all this stuff is the context of here in the US. You buy a phone from a carrier and it comes locked to that carrier, meaning you can't take that phone you bought from AT&T, go to T-Mobile, pop in a T-Mobile SIM card, have it work right out of the box. So what unlocking essentially means, it gives you the ability to take your phone from one carrier to another. Traditionally, you've been able to get an unlock code for a phone you bought from a carrier, meaning you pop in another carrier SIM card, you enter a 4 or 5 digit code into the phone, and boom, your phone is unlocked. You can take it to another carrier, you take it out of the country, pop in a SIM card, and presumably be able to use it just like you would on your own carrier. Seems pretty simple, right? Carriers were unlocking phones if you asked them after your 2-year contract was up. Sometimes they would do it a little bit earlier, and it wasn't that big a deal. You could buy phones unlocked from third parties and take them to any carrier that you wanted to use. But now unlocking phones is kind of illegal, and it seems like everyone in the country is throwing up their collective hands in a WTF. So what are your rights as a consumer? Well, as of this January, it was a crime to unlock your phone. Let me say that again, it was a crime to unlock your phone, even after your contract ends without the consent of the wireless provider. You could still buy an unlocked phone from the carrier or third-party vendor, but you have to pay the full retail price for it, so you're not gonna get a subsidy. So number 2, don't carriers already unlock your phone? The answer is yeah. When you complete a 2-year contract, most mobile carriers will agree to unlock your phone so you can switch to another carrier if you want and travel abroad. The catch is though, they aren't legally required to do so. So you can call them, beg, pretty please, but they do not have to do that for you, which is quite unfortunate. Based on public statements by the White House, they appear to want to lift the unlocking ban for consumers only after finishing a contract period. So if the goal is that people unlock their phones at any moment, at any time, then yeah, you can probably expect to see mobile carriers raise the price of all their handsets, even if you would agree to a 2-year deal. So what happened here and what can we do? You used to be able to call, ask to unlock your phone really anytime. You could pay to get an unlock code. There were a ton of websites and services you could pay 10, 12, 20, 30 bucks. Get an unlock code for your phone even during your contract and be good to go. A lot of folks were thinking that this was a presidential decree. Actually, the White House agrees with us that you should be able to unlock your phone. There's a petition to actually make phone unlocking legal again. It's made its way to the White House, and it appears the president pretty much agrees with us. On the White House website, an official response to the administration says, and I quote, "They stand with the 114,000 of you who believe consumers should be able to unlock their cell phone without risking criminal or other penalties." Freaking criminal penalties for unlocking your phone. So assuming you've paid for the contract, you've gone through the full 2 years, you should be able to unlock it anytime you want without any worry. Library of Congress, who we owe the pleasure for this kerfuffle earlier this week, mentioned that they are only authorized to establish or eliminate exceptions based on a request submitted to Librarian of Congress. They eliminated this exception from the original Digital Millennium Copyright Act based on the request. So the Library of Congress stated they are bound to these protocols, which appears to be asking for more definitive legislation action on the part of Congress to pass laws stating one way or another, which is a huge mouthful. The Obama administration agrees that legislative action should take place along with the FCC and carrier involvement. The FCC under Julius Genachowski announced that they are going to urge Congress to overturn the ruling last year by the Copyright Office of the Library of Congress that made it illegal for consumers to unlock their cell phones, opening the software that restricts most phones from working on another carrier's network. So that's a huge mouthful. Essentially, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act screwed it for all of us here. In my opinion, if you own a phone, you paid for the subsidy on the contract, you should be able to unlock it. When you buy a phone for a discounted price from a carrier, they are essentially taking a loss on that phone that they'll make up through the 2-year duration of your contract. So I understand not unlocking it mid-contract. Now, the exception that I take a bit of umbrage with, if you want to terminate your contract early, you can pay an early termination fee, essentially repay that subsidy, and you should be able to unlock your phone at any time. I also think that if you buy a phone from a carrier and you agree to pay the terms of that contract throughout the whole 2 years of it, you should also be able to unlock it. If I bought a new phone from AT&T next month, I unlocked it, and I moved to T-Mobile, for example, I would still be paying that money to AT&T. I'd also be paying a contract with T-Mobile, so everybody wins. This is mind-boggling. It makes no sense. I know I just got all kind of legal and mumbo-jumbo on you, but essentially it got written in from the Library of Congress that this is a new thing, and they can't really take it out overly easily. Hopefully we're looking at either a presidential decree or some sort of legislative action that's going to remove that line from the law that was enacted in January. At least I'm hoping so. So we take a minute from our rant to thank our friends and sponsors at Netflix. You know them, you love them. They stream TV shows and movies directly to your home, saving you time, money, and most importantly, hassle. If you subscribe to Netflix, you can instantly watch TV episodes and movies directly to your PC, Mac, or right to your TV. You can use the Xbox 360, PS3, Nintendo Wii, or a Nintendo Wii U console. You watch as many movies as you want, anytime you want, and you can cancel anytime. If you want to give it a whirl, you should get a free 30-day trial membership. Go to netflix.com/buffalo and sign up today. You should use that URL though, so know we sent you. So what do you guys think? Am I off base? Do you agree with the unlocking issue that's happened here? I want to hear your thoughts. Leave your comments down below. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Rettinger's Rants. I'm your host, John Rettinger. We have 3 new shows every week. We've got Rettinger's Rants, we got Ask the Buffalo, and we got Rumor Roundup. So be sure to stay tuned every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for those. For now, I'm John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo. I'll see you next video.